So we're going to be facing right here towards the entrance. We're going to gather around right up here. All right, is everybody ready? Well, I don't hear you. Is everybody ready? There you go. That's what we want. Some live entertainment right here, right now at the Murphy Auto Museum. Here is David Neal.
All right, thank you. It's so great to see everybody. I appreciate you coming out to the Murphy Auto Museum this evening. This has been socialized quite a bit. I'm very excited about the Fireball Gallery. There's some amazing artists that have their work up and display inside this museum. And in case you didn't know, this is going to be something that goes on for perpetuity. And I'll let Fireball explain it a little bit more. This is his gallery. This is his idea, which we're honored to host it here at the museum and have it be part of our experience. I want to say that we had a lot of volunteers and we had a lot of docents who spent time yesterday and today to make this happen. We had people scrubbing floors, doing windows, doing the courtyard, cutting weeds. So a big shout out to our volunteer docent army. And the museum has never looked this good, and we did it for you all. So thank you very much. And now my good friend, Fireball.
Wow, I thought I'd be prepared for this, but I'm kind of not, because it's a little overwhelming. So I'm not going to make this about what it is that I've done here or anything else. This is about the artists. The whole point of the Fireball Gallery is that artists in the automotive community have had a certain stigma. You see them when you go to car shows, and they're doing their best to sell their work, their prints, things like that. You can walk right past them and you may not even notice them, and you're going to miss some of the most incredible talent you've ever seen. And I wanted to create a place where we could celebrate those people, from sculptors to painters to illustrators to cartoonists to photographers, people that love cars and see those cars in unique ways. And I have David Neal to thank for being open to this idea. He worked very hard to help pull this all together. The docents were phenomenal, especially, where's Ken? Where's Ken? Ken is sitting behind in the store there. We went up to Santa Cruz and got a bunch of things, and despite Ken's tremendous wisdom in his age, he was like a 12-year-old. He was telling me what to do, and he wouldn't stop. We were 24 hours just working this thing, and we have some incredible things to show you guys. But before we do, I want to mention a couple things, and that's primarily about the artists. Can I have Johnny Martinez up here? Get up here, Johnny. I met Johnny quite some time ago, and I just had to get around that beard because it's quite extraordinary, right? But Johnny started striping when you were 60. Is that right? 60. So he basically kind of just started, and now he is world class. You guys are going to see some incredible work from him in this side gallery, which you can see a little bit. You probably can't see the stripes, but you're in for a big treat. So thank you, Johnny, for being part of this. Very excited. Wes Nielsen, where are you, buddy? Come on up here. Stay up here, Johnny. Stay up here. Wes and I met a long time ago. I believe it was at Buttonwillow.
Yeah, it was at Buttonwillow.
It was at Buttonwillow. Wes sees the world through a lens that is very unique. There is not one show, I think, in Southern California that he hasn't been to.
I do 100 shows a year.
100 shows a year. Pretty incredible. You're going to see some of his best work today in a very unique setting. So I'm very proud not only to see your work, but Heavy is my friend, buddy.
Glad to be your friend, too.
Yay! Joff on ball. Where's Joff? Come on up, Joff. Another Art Center graduate, survivor.
Absolutely.
Joff brought in this DeLorean over here. He told me earlier that if you can find a bag of cocaine, it's yours.
Wait.
Oh, you want to keep that?
I mean, no, okay, it's fine.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Found it. You know, despite Joff's humble demeanor, incredibly humble gentleman, you're going to see some truly incredible digital work on the walls. Just an incredibly talented person, and you'll look at these pieces, and although there are cars that you'll recognize, they're in a very unique way. Very unique way. So thank you, John, for being part of this.
Thank you.
Chris Garcia, where are you, buddy? Chris Garcia. He's behind me. Yeah, met Chris not too long ago at a car show, and he was one of those guys trying to sell his work at a car show. And that's a, what is that?
He was trying to sneak out.
Yeah, he stayed there, guys. And I had to stop, and I was stunned at the work, because Chris has a very unique way of seeing his love for automobiles. You're going to see some really neat stuff. He has basically taken the 50s monster movie posters and turned them on his ear in an automotive way. I can't wait to show you guys his work. So thank you, Chris. Great, great stuff. The last group, we have a group, a sculptor that's called Bohemia Incorporated. Now these guys have really taken over downtown LA in a very unique way, but what's interesting about this is I don't know who these guys are. I don't know if they're here. I just know that I came in and the piece was already installed. But if you go into downtown LA, one of their most famous pieces is a piece of Jack Nicholson breaking through the door, or in The Shining, but he's breaking through the side of the wall about 30 feet up. It's an incredible piece. I don't know how they installed it, but fortunately for us, they did an automotive piece that's back in the main gallery. It's our centered piece, and I can't wait to be able to show you guys up front. But before we go in, which we're about to, there's one thing we want to do for the museum itself, is we've built a kind of a wainscot that goes around the museum, and on the top of that wainscot, we're going to be installing what are half tikis that were sculpted by my wife, Kathy. I don't know where Kathy is. And that each artist is going to get one of these half tikis, and they're going to paint it the way that they want to. The tikis are right here on the table. Gentlemen, I want you to go over there and pick a tiki for yourself. Okay, and then right now, and then we're going to install, once those are done, we're going to install those tikis. So that each artist not only is represented in the gallery, but once that gallery is over, they're going to be represented in the main museum permanently. So every artist that gets a chance to be involved with this is going to be there. I also want to thank DeLon, who's going to be our incredible bartender today. He's got some fantastic Bloody Marys. What is it called?
Fairy Blood.
Fairy Blood. Be sure to check that out. I have so many other people to thank, but the docents especially, David Neal. We're very excited to show you guys this today. Is there any close kids? Oh, I gave you one. Is there any other kids anywhere? I got one car right here. Hand it straight up. Mark Sternberger, hand it over. Not for you, buddy. Get out of here.
Just wait, she's right there.
There you go. She's not even looking. She won't even see it coming. There we go. We got more. We'll get more. We'll get another one for you, okay? Okay. Thank you guys for coming, especially thanks to you. You guys are what keeps this community strong and exciting and vigorous. I know a lot of you drove quite a ways to get up here. I know you're chomping at the bit. Is the ribbon set? Okay, we're going to have a ribbon coming. All of the art is for sale, just so you know. And if you have any questions about the art, you can talk to the artists themselves. You can talk to David Neal or myself in perpetuity. So some of the art is going to be going in the permanent exhibit also. But if there's a piece that you'd like, just talk to one of us. At the same time, in the store, there's a lot of other things that are for sale, so you can check that stuff out too. Okay? Ribbon cutting time?
Ribbon cutting time.
Okay. Lastly, please do not touch the art. Okay? Please don't touch the art. Thank you, guys.
There you go, sir. We're both cutting. It's your gallery.
Go down there. Okay?
All right.
Picture? Okay, here we go.
It worked. Right. Welcome. Come on in.
Again, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out here. You guys are doing a fantastic treat. Come on, Brian! Right, get into those. Check out all the colors. Right now, you can see right here in the gallery. Check it all out. These oohs and ahs going, right? And our special guest that we have, Tony Downs in the house.